Brampton, Ontario is my city. I have lived here for over 30 years. So this is why I need to tell you the 5 reasons not to move to Brampton, Ontario. You need to realize that every city has pros and cons. And if you watch this video till the end and you still want to move to Brampton, Ontario, go ahead and take a look at this video right here. I have a video that I made of the 5 reasons to move to Brampton, Ontario. Like I said, there are pros and cons to every single city, so check out this video as well. By the way, my name is Zamira Dunnet and I'm a local real estate agent right here in the GTA, and I'm with eXp Realty. And if you are thinking about relocating to anywhere in the GTA, please go ahead and reach out to me. Give me a call. I love to go over the steps and the process of how you can relocate to a city just like Brampton, Ontario, or any other city right here in the GTA, and help you through that process. It's not easy, so having someone right beside you to guide you through those steps is something that you need to be able to get here comfortably and sort your situation out without any issues. Now let's jump right into it. Number 1 is the traffic in this city. Honestly, like I said, I've lived here for 30 years. I remember when I could get from one end of the city to the other in less than 15 minutes. My parents live around Kennedy and Bovaird, and I bought a condo at Queen and Gorway just a few years ago. I don't live there anymore, but honestly, I was dreading the drive from Queen and Gorway to Kennedy and Bovaird. Sometimes it would take 30 to 40 minutes just to get to my parents' house to see them. This is why we ended up buying 5 minutes from them so that I could walk to their house if I wanted to. I don't even have to get in my car because honestly, the traffic here is insane. Also, the 410, I really don't know what they did. I mean, if they thought it worked, that's great. And they spent a bunch of money to change the way that the 410 works. But those 2 right lanes after Steeles heading north towards Bovaird, I don't know why they closed those 2 lanes, but it just makes like you're going from a 5-lane highway to a 3-lane highway in the span of one exit. The congestion just on the 410, I'm happy I'm a real estate agent because I don't have to work a 9 to 5 and drive through that traffic to work and home from work. I would be, oh my gosh, I could not do it. So that is another thing you have to look out for. The highways, what they've done. I don't know why they closed those 2 lanes. I know, maybe I just don't know how they work, but those 2 lanes closing, I think just doesn't help. And the third thing, like I said, I live on Bovaird, right? And they recently just finished construction of redoing the paving on Bovaird. But what they did was to exit onto Bovaird from different streets, they took away the extra turning lane. So now if the first person at the traffic light is going straight, no one can make a right turn, which backs up so much more traffic. They literally just removed those extra turning lanes. I don't know why, but it's just causing more traffic and more congestion in our city. Okay, let's just stop talking about traffic. You can see I'm not enjoying this conversation. So let's switch to number 2, the cost of living in Brampton. Now, the cost of living everywhere is kind of crazy. And I can tell you that the house prices are much cheaper in Brampton than they are in any other area of the GTA. Now, if you're thinking of moving to Guelph or Kitchener or Waterloo, Cambridge, you are getting Orangeville. You are getting a cheaper price in those cities than you are in Brampton, Ontario. But the cost of living is still insane. Gas is insane. Groceries are insane. Like, me and my husband go to Five Guys every week. And honestly, when we started going to Five Guys, we're like, oh yeah, $24 for the 2 of us to get 2 burgers and fries. That's not bad for 2 people. Now it's up to $30. And that was in the span of 2 years. Like, prices are just skyrocketing out of nowhere. At the grocery store, they're keeping the prices the same, but they're bringing down the amount that they put into the packages, which also is just giving you less product for more money. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's crazy. But when you talk about home prices, in the last 30 days, I just did a search yesterday. The cheapest home that sold for $638,000, and this is a freehold property. No maintenance fees, no nothing, right here in Brampton, Ontario. It was a townhouse for less than $650,000. That is a great price. We have not seen that price in a really long time. And the most expensive home that sold in the last 30 days was $2.8 million. So there is a wide range of prices for homes in our city. And if you're going for condos or condo townhouses, you're probably getting less than $630,000. So those prices aren't bad. And I would jump in and get something before the interest rate starts to go down, because all the buyers sitting on the sidelines are going to start to jump into the market, try to grab properties. We'll start getting into a market where you're fighting a bunch of other buyers to get into the market. So if you are thinking about purchasing, I would do that sooner than later. You really want to know what your budget is and if that works in this city. Okay, you want to pick what your top non-negotiables are, like 3 of them, when looking at properties, and don't steer from those at all. And then everything else, make it as flexible as you can. Because with these prices right now, you don't want to become super picky. If 60 to 70% of a home is giving you what you want, I would move in that direction, because no home is perfect. So at least getting 60 to 70% what you want at a great price is not a bad idea. But we are talking about why not to move to this city. So use these ideas towards other cities that you're looking at. Okay, number 3 is public transit. Now, in the video that I was talking about before, I did say that public transit is good in Brampton, Ontario. But the difference is, if public transit is your only way of commuting in any direction at all, it's not as easy. Okay, if you have a car and you have the option to decide if you want to drive or if you want to take transit, then that's great. That's not a problem. But if you just have public transit as your way of getting around, it is a bit more difficult. My dad likes to take the bus sometimes. He's like, you know what? I get stressed while I'm driving, especially in Brampton. So I'm just going to take the bus instead. So a few weeks ago, he was going to Turtle Jacks on Airport in Beauvais. And honestly, with the bus, it took him 1 hour to get there. That is a 20-minute drive. Okay. On the way back, he stood at Trinity Common Mall for 40 minutes waiting for the bus just to take him to Beauvais and Kennedy. Okay, it took him an hour and a half just to get back. So the public transit situations aren't amazing. They work, but you waste a lot of time waiting to get the bus to take you to where you want to go. Okay, number 4, car insurance. My goodness, man. So I just had a pair of clients that moved from Mississauga to Brampton. Their car insurance increased by $100 a month just by moving cities. $100 a month of an increase from Mississauga to Brampton. That is insane. The average car insurance in Brampton is $227 a month. Okay, that is crazy. And the postal code matters. The highest car insurance in Brampton is in the Bramalea area, which is right by Bramalea City Center. So maybe look around, look at what locations are not as expensive for car insurance, because different areas in Brampton are different, but they're all at about the $227 average price. So be prepared if you are moving to this city to pay an extra $100 a month just because you moved to this city. Okay, and number 5, job opportunities in Brampton are super difficult to get. I know so many people that work in Toronto, or hopefully they work remote and they still are able to stay home, but a lot of people are commuting to Toronto still because they are unable to get jobs in Brampton, Ontario. You have so many people moving to this city, a lot of South Asians, because we are a high populated city with South Asians, and a lot of the tech industry is like not even left with jobs. I have clients that are looking for tech jobs. I have neighbors that were looking for tech jobs, and like it's just become so difficult. My neighbor literally picked up his car and drove to Vancouver to see if he could get a job there, literally in his industry, because he literally couldn't find anything here for the year he was here. So there's a lot of jobs in like manufacturing and like factories and stuff. But if that's not what your career idea is, then it is a bit more difficult to get a job in your career in this city. Now, if you can find something remote, that's amazing. But looking for a job inside Brampton is not easy at all. Hopefully this video gives you some insight on why you should not move to Brampton, Ontario. But like I said, I also have that video here of the 5 reasons to move to Brampton, because honestly, like I said, there are pros and cons to every city. And you need to weigh out the pros and cons to figure out if this is where you want to be. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you really liked the information I provided, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and go ahead and like this video. I really appreciate the support. Again, my contact information is right there in the description. If you just want to know more about Brampton, please go ahead and reach out. I do want to try to help as many people as I can because I honestly love this city. I've been here for 30 years. It's my home. I literally can't leave. But again, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. And we will see you all next week.